front-heavy heroes. And in terms of canceling out the Odette, it's only the Hilda. Unless you time the traction pulse can also clean up the Swan Song. But other than that, not a lot of ways for Team Philippines to stop this, especially if the Winter Crown comes out early.
That should be a priority for Hanis out of Malaysia, seemingly coming in from another team out of Malaysia's Strat Book. Let's see how this play will pay off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 5. Either Team Malaysia will use this cheese pick to make it to match point, or Team Philippines will redeem Selena's win rate.
Well, if any draft can do it, this is definitely the one. We got to look at Cordova on this Kimi as well. Kimi is quite lane dominant, but against a Claude, I kind of feel like Claude is one of those heroes that can kind of stabilize any lane, doesn't matter who he really goes up against. And now look at this. Team Philippines, 2 members are taking the jungle away. Alberto is able to get one. It looks like an engage here onto Aaliyah. Aaliyah taking a bit of damage. But it looks like Team Malaysia is able to secure that little Wanderer. And Vivero is not... Oh, hold on. Aaliyah. Aaliyah has to flick forward. First blood steal for Amoris.
The trap was enough. The pressure from Team Philippines builds up to quite an early lead. 500 gold, LaFell, just off of a single first blood. And they're not done. Queenie gets popped. Selena didn't even use the flicker. Amores is on a blood rage.
Looks like Afrina still able to secure the orange buff. So still on time to get the level 4 to contest for the turtle. But yeah, this is a very quick aggression coming in from Team Philippines, especially from Amores, already having 100% kill participation. Cordova able to put Queenie down in the in her own turret just to make sure she doesn't get away, making it easy for Amores to hit the abyssal arrow. And now the turtle does spawn. Team Malaysia, they are down by almost 1,000 gold. I wonder how they're going to fight this one, especially because Hanis does not get that level 4. It looks like Hanis took a bit of damage. Hanis might have to go back to base after this wave.
Hanis is struggling, and I think that's an understatement. Cordova picks up the Sky Piercer early on. Afrina, compromise here. Diagon and Vivero able to put enough damage on her to deny even thinking of contesting. Early turtle take here for Team Philippines. The retribution by Alberto secures.
This is a big advantage for Team Philippines, but this is according to their lineup, because even the Kimi in the gold lane, everyone is a lane dominant hero. Later on, Diagon can 1v3 against Team Malaysia. Maybe Queenie might get out of that because, again, with the BMI, she's able to go straight to the back line. Vivero, in the early game, she's the one slowing down Team Malaysia, all the while Hilda has been banned. And now Vivero is showing why this should be banned, because I think this was the pick against Team Indonesia, where Team Indonesia could not figure out.
Team Philippines approaching the 2,000 gold lead, forcing that swan song out of Hanis. Vivero flickers out of it. No dice for Team Malaysia so far. LaFell, you know how bad this is for Team Malaysia?
Ooh. Look at that bot, because looks like Claude is 1v3. Queenie has to get away. Now Aaliyah is back. Please continue, Leo.
It's so bad that a threat out of the gold lane could happen like that. All this while, the Fredrin, mind you, the Fredrin, I did not stutter. The Fredrin is afraid of the Hilda. I'm waiting for the items. I think the Fredrin will have to rush a physical defense item, despite the threats being magical coming in from Amores and from Cordova. Vivero almost gets taken out. Diagon dancing on around them, and down goes Afrina.
Well, you were saying Afrina is going to have a pretty bad game here, and again, going up against Kimi is not going to be easy. Hanis forces out Diagon to go away with that swan song, so we're already seeing quite a lot of damage coming in from this Odette. Just gotta be able to get to a point where you can survive. So this is why Team Philippines, they really want to rush this advantage, because going up against the Claude as well as the Odette, both kind of scaling heroes, and if they get the scale, it would be kind of scary. Queenie taking some damage from the trap, but again, so far, relatively okay. The one suffering is really just Afrina and Alia.
Afrina and Alia, 2 chunky heroes that Team Malaysia rely upon to hold the fort as Hanis sings her song to make this Odette work. Massive rampart, delaying the turtle, fully resetting it, forcing Team Philippines to look for payoff elsewhere.
This is kind of what Alia has to do. Free shot flickers forward, unable to get Cordova. Cordova as well uses the flicker to get away. So equal trade at that point. Farisha now with the War Axe. It doesn't look like Team Malaysia might want to contest this, but Farisha just used the Bravest Fighter. I think it's better off trying to get farm somewhere else. Look at up top. Queenie is trying to get some farm, but behind her is Al Puerto. Can she get away?
There's the Blazing Duet, the answer. Al Puerto dashing on out of there, forcing the response. Mind you, that was after Al Puerto went for some drive-through. She stole the orange buff.
At least as a Fredrin, you don't feel the pain too much. You're only in pain in terms of your levels being quite down. Able to get Vivero. Hanis gets the kill. Afrina still survives, even though gets hit by the trap.
I think it was perfect timing. Before the power of wildness out of Vivero lands, she already died. I think Afrina was that close to going down.
Yep, for sure. Now Team Philippines, they will try to extend their lead by grabbing this turtle for themselves, because there's no way that Team Malaysia reliably can try to contest for this one. Alberto secures it. Aaliyah has to find a way to get away. Traction Pulse used. Aaliyah still tanky here in the early game. Diagon jumps in. Aaliyah flickers out. Cannot get away. Diagon secures the kill.
Cordova making this gold lane Kimmy work. The only way I think it's working is because she bullied that Claude out of range. And because of the aggressive rotations by Team Philippines, they're approaching a 3,000 gold lead now. Diagon! Didn't even see that coming. What an engage. She didn't have to flicker there. She just straight up compromised Farisha. Finally, Cordova gets that push. Swan Song used by Hanis up top. A lot of action across the map.
Yep, Hanis has to get out. Takes a lot of damage. Same as Queenie. Queenie almost taking out Vivero. Able to. So at least for the Claude, getting some farm. Queenie, though, with no HP left, really has to be careful. Alberto gets another turret. Team Malaysia, they want to buy time, but they're losing by 4,000 gold. This is a little bit too much than they really want.
Pushes across the board. Mid was taken by Alberto. Top lane taken by Amores. While Diagon dancing around 3, compromising Afrina's orange. The Malaysian jungler will get the secure. A little bit of breathing room for now.
Alberto is level 11, Afrina is level 7, so that's quite a big difference. 4 is way too much. Honestly, 2 is already way too much for a jungler. 4 is almost unplayable for Afrina here. It's a good thing that she is a Fredrin, doesn't need a lot of resources to really work. Giving everything to Queen at this point. So Team Malaysia, they're just playing this waiting game, playing turtle. Don't lose too much. It's kind of like saying we can't lose, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
The long game is what Team Malaysia has to focus on now. A quick look at the items. Corrosion Scythe currently on Queenie. Hanis built the Glowing Wand and a smorgasbord of defensive items across the Grok and the Fredrin. They bear down onto Diagon. Swan Song by Hanis. Diagon survives. In comes Alberto. Might have been too much for Nolan to dive in there. Vivero takes down Afrina. Vivero goes down. Amores and Cordova looking to deal reliable damage. Rampart thrown up. That is a traction pulse, and Diagon ends what her teammates started. Aaliyah gonna be welcomed by Diagon. Flickers on out, but still the Grok falls. Cordova gets another.
But I feel like this is okay for Team Malaysia, because all the while Queenie is getting all this free farm and gonna continue so, because Team Philippines, they're gonna send Vivero to answer that. I don't know whether Queenie got the Demon Hunter Sword or not, but either ways, level 10 is looking pretty good. But Team Philippines still secures that Lord, using the Blazing Duet just to get away from Vivero.
So that bottom lane slightly gets corrected. Lord spawns as well. Top lane, the pressure continues. All 5 members of Team Malaysia responding. Traction Pulse thrown out. Diagon says, let's take care of the waves first.
I would say the defense from Malaysia should be pretty good here, considering they do have the Odette as well as they do have the Claude. A lot of wave clear and quite a lot of damage. And we saw if you go in willy-nilly inside the Swan Song, the damage might be way too much than you can really consider.
Especially if you're a soft Nolan. Nolan is not built to dive into that many heroes and expect to survive unless they all die. So that's a lesson learned. Hard for Team Philippines jungler Al Puerto. Lord about to crash into that bottom lane tier 2. Tier 2 cracks in mid. Team Philippines taking it slow.
Yep. Team Malaysia has to utilize their shields here. But hold on, no one gets hit by the arrows so far. Aliyah gets taken out so much. Has to use the tech charge just to get away. But at least she still survives. Swan Song, Hanis goes in. Same as Queenie, quite a lot of damage, but no one gets taken down so far. Hanis is the first to get taken down. El Puerto secures the kill.
A little bit of an anti-synergy there. This last pick, Odette, seems to regret getting shields from her Swan Song. Diagon was able to deal a little bit more damage to Hanis because of that.
Oh, Farisha gets taken down by El Puerto. Right now, this Nolan is a little bit too much. Level 14, no one from Team Malaysia is supporting yet. Queenie gets taken down by Amaris. Team of Philippines might get the first win here with the Selena.
And underneath tier 3, the combo from the Grok and the Fredrin take down Vivero. But the ladies of Team Philippines are already inside the base. Down goes Amores. Cordova still firing away. There goes the Swanson, taking down Diagon. But she gets traded out for Hanis falls. It's just Cordova and Aliyah left on the map.
That was surprisingly good for Malaysia, considering that Hanis got a triple kill, got a few shutdowns. The goal is still all for Team Philippines, but off of that, Queenie is now basically gets her 3 items. She just needs one. Either it goes for something more defensive or just go full damage and builds a Malefic Gun or Malefic Roar, because the 3 items for the Claude is completed.
The Swift Trinity on Queenie as she approached the 7K gold mark. But look at Cordova, 2,000, a full 2,000 gold up. She's on her way to what seems to be a Divine Glaive. A lot of damage put onto Aliyah. How is she going to survive? Diagon dancing around, keeping Queenie and Hanis in her vision. I think the play here is to extend that long lane, push it up a little more, so that the dance here, coming up in the upper quarter, it's a little easier for Team Philippines.
Yeah, probably Queenie trying to get one more item. Either Malefic Gun or Roar, both should work quite well here. Either way, she just needs some kind of penetration to do with Vivero as well as Diagon. Everyone else, I think she has enough damage to be able to handle. Team Malaysia will try to, you know, at least delay this lure, because one more lure from Team Philippines and that might be the end.
Aliyah catches a face full of traction pulse. Might get bursted down. Cordova gets a stack. Swan Song here by Hanis, flickering forward. Parisha looking for targets. Massive shutdown by Hanis on Cordova. And Team Philippines trading 1 for 1 was not in their bingo card. Blazing duet coming in. Diagon takes down Hanis. Diagon might have regretted coming in a little too deep. It's a free 9 Queenie honor. And Queenie takes her down 2 for 2.
Yeah, right now this Claude is becoming online. Damage from Hanis, has to be careful. Hold on, Queenie able to get away. Afrina is there to protect. And now Morris and El Puerto look at the back. Queenie is all alone. Vivero able to get that kill.
Is this Hilda really a roamer? El Puerto looking for targets. They get the stun to Farisha. Aliyah puts up that rampart. This incentivizes forward motion.
Team Malaysia, they gotta wait this out. Hanis is now up. She can deal quite a lot of AoE damage. They just gotta wait it out. Queenie, 15 seconds away. And yes, Vivero on this Hilda, a little bit too much. The damage from Malaysia is there. They just can't tank.
Lord at a third of its health. Farisha deep into the pit, gets knocked up. Diagon dancing around. They need to wait for Hanis. Hanis here, ready to go. Has that Swan Song. Cordova firing away, waiting for her traction pulse to go off of cooldown. In comes Aliyah, tech charge on the 1. Cordova goes down, Appraiser's Wrath helps, and Afrina secures the Lord.
And now Queenie is here. Queenie jumps in. Vivero is all alone. Amores and Diagon want to go back, engaging in onto Team Malaysia. And look at this. The goal lead is non-existent. After that play, everything has equaled out. Team Malaysia, good tech charge from Aliyah, able to get Cordova. And now Malaysia, they're the one that does seem like they're in the lead.
The scars of El Puerto's initial dive into the lineup of Team Malaysia seems to have held her back. Is it just me, or is she finding it hard to find engagements, finding it hard to burst down Queenie, finding it hard to burst down Hanis? Or is it just Team Malaysia's getting better at hiding their cores now?
It could be that, but also Hanis on this Odette. Again, that Swan Song is no joke. She may be singing, but let me just say, everyone is terrified of this Odette once she gets her items. And right now, with the with that Wishing Lantern as well. Even the front lines will take quite a lot of damage. Queenie goes for the Rose Gold to make sure that she can survive.
Diagon, Falling Star Moon, onto Hanis and Afrina. Farisha holding on to her bravest fighter. Not fully committing just yet. Aliyah, Rampart, up. Alpuerto dashing on out, gets hit by the tail end of that tech charge. But it's Amores who suffers a loss. Alpuerto barely alive. Cordova firing away. Free pickoff for Team Malaysia.
Yeah, Team Malaysia looks like they want to continue here. Vivero has to flicker out. Aliyah, even though able to get a good wall there, Queenie she got back her HP. Anis does not have the Swan Song. But again, this is where Team Malaysia, they have come online. They've got their items. So now it's on Team Philippines to have that perfect execution. Kill Queenie or Hanis first, and then you're going to be looking good. But I got to say, Afrina on this Fredrin is doing quite a good job, making sure that she peels away anyone that tries to go for Anis or Queenie.
It's weird that I agree with you. It has to be a Queenie, it has to be Hanis, because you pick off a single hero, Aliyah, Afrina, or Farisha, it's like it doesn't matter. Queenie and Hanis are still legit threats that Team Philippines, especially their cores, cannot deal with. And that's all they have, really. They have a smorgasbord, a collection of cores that somehow are able to bully their opponents into submission. That was true for the first 15 minutes of this game. At 16 minutes now, Malaysia says no. We're past that point. They're up by about 3,000 gold, and the Lord in the lower quarter, especially since it is closer to that broken down lane, seems to be all the more contestable.
Queenie has to be the one to clear this. Aliyah has vision of members of Team Philippines, but she does have to be careful. She is far away from her team and takes a lot of damage from Cordova here. She does have that immortality, but still does not give her the room to really take a lot of unnecessary damage. If she does get damaged, she has to make sure that she can get away.
Afrina and Farisha posting up. Diagon flushing Afrina out of that fence brush. Aliyah coming up, charging, huge passive. About to be popped, used on Vivero. Aliyah cleaning up these traps. This is a dance unlike we've ever seen in a while, involving heroes we didn't expect to see today.
Queenie on that Claude has to be careful, because once she shows her face, that's go time. Team Philippines will hard engage onto one member of Team Malaysia. Look at this, even Alpuerto is waiting to the side. They see Queenie, and now Team Philippines, they're looking for a target. Look at Alpuerto. But so far, Team Malaysia, they're hiding their cores. No one is being vulnerable. Queenie is still pushing.
And it looks like Alpuerto has to go back and repair that situation. Clear the waves. Force a response from Queenie. Queenie comes in. Queenie, I assume, got blazing duet. She has a immortality, and in comes Vivero. Vivero forcing a response. No BMI on Queenie. They pop her immortality here. There it goes off of cooldown. Vivero does not have an ult just yet, wailing away. Punching Queenie, gets her down. Immortality for immortality. Cordova off the map. What happened there?
Yeah, all the while, Hani is still way too much damage on the Cordova. And now look at the Lord. The Lord is very low. Alpuerto gets it. Team Malaysia has to disengage. And now even Queenie has to go back. Quick rotation from this Nolan, helping out Team Philippines by securing the Lord.
Alpuerto, her instincts finally kicking in. The clutch play to rush on over, zipping through the map, going to that Lord. Say what you will about an Appraiser's Wrath plus Retribution combo, nothing can burst as quickly as a Nolan on a mission. Vivero, Alpuerto, and Amores pushing up in mid. Queenie to the rescue. Aliyah has 3 members of Team Philippines, make that 4. Lord coming up. Cordova wants to be part of this action, rushing through mid.
Anis is coming up, so Team Malaysia should have their cores to defend. And now even the Swan Song used, able to get one. And now Alpuerto could not get a kill there. Team of Philippines able to get the inhibitor down mid. Anis might have used her Swan Song just a little bit too early, but that was enough to make sure the Team of Philippines does not continue with their engage.
A takedown on Diagon is well worth it. It may have made the difference between Team Philippines taking down the inhibitor, waiting for the next Lord, or them ending the game right then and there. Team Malaysia have some room to breathe. Team Malaysia can sit comfortably, saying Queenie is a legit threat. Queenie can keep doing that, forcing out mistakes from Team Philippines.
It's kind of weird to say, but the real threat for Team Malaysia is actually Vivero. As much as Alpuerto can, kill Queenie very fast, Vivero just doesn't stop. Even if she can't one-shot the Claude, she will just keep on moving forward and forward and forward and forward. The fact that she does have that blade armor, eventually the Claude might hit himself a little bit too much and he dies.
And I think that's what she's waiting for, to finally build fully the Blade of Heptases. Once she does that, then all the more Queenie has to one-up her own strategies. Queenie has to be more of a hidden core, which is what allowed the Team Malaysia to get this far into this game. Team Philippines, where does the level up come from them? Who's gonna clutch it? I think Amores is hitting the arrows. Amores is planting the traps the way she needs to. I hate to say it, but I'm looking at Alpuerto. I need her to be more proactive. I need her to come in, not just when they're gonna clutch a Lord. Maybe she can also kind of scare Queenie around. Bully that Claude, find her when she's not ready. In comes Vivero, conceal. I think Malaysia knows.
Oh, Hanis though, she's way too far forward. She has to be careful. She has the Holy Crystal, she has the damage, but she does not have that HP. Team of Philippines, they're waiting for someone, Queenie or Hanis, to show their face for Alpuerto to go and find. Right now Farisha is there. And Farisha goes in, 1v3, able to survive so far. Afrina jumps in, finds the members of Team Philippines, and now Team Malaysia, they are controlling the Lord Pit. Hanis and Queenie has to be careful because you know everyone is going after you. Afrina does get stunned up. Afrina taking quite a bit of damage. Same as Farisha. Farisha has to get away. Now using the Brave Spider, tries to get onto Cordova. Cordova able to get away. Hanis is all alone. Swan song used for Vivero. Vivero looks like the immortality pop. Diagon is on a mission all the while. Look at the Lord. The Lord is being taken down. Diagon gets Hanis. Team of Philippines might get this Lord for free. And Team Malaysia, again, having to defend.
Cordova in the middle of it all falls. That's a score for Malaysia, but now in comes the rest of Team Philippines. They pop Farisha's immortality. Down goes Vivero. Aliyah able to get away. Diagon very low, but Queenie and Afrina cannot commit. They have to take care of the wave. Inhibitor up top gets popped by Amores.
Yeah, Queenie right now does not have the Blazing Duet. So this is going to be pretty tough. Afrina has to go back to base. Queenie now getting some damage potion. At 22 minutes, looks like this might be the end. Queenie gets taken down by Alpuerto. Team of Philippines is one crystal away from securing match point. And looks like they are going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Philippines is one game away